What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlyn Kenna. Today, I'm very excited about today's episode. We're going to be interviewing one of my closest friends and kind of going into her story and her experience with the Live Hard program so far. Now, if you guys know me, you know my story. Right when the COVID shutdown happened back in March of 2020, my back was against the wall, and I'll do a podcast more on this story later. But my back was against the wall. I got furloughed from the job that was literally my life, and I had to make a decision. I had to make the decision if this shutdown was going to destroy me or if it was going to be the best damn thing that ever happened to me. So I took that opportunity. I started 75 Hard, which if you don't know what 75 Hard is, go Google it. And ignore all the bullshit propaganda you hear behind it because it's not an extreme diet like the media likes to portray. But really go and look at Andy Frisella and see what he's done with this program. 75 Hard, Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 is an entire year to help you become the best version of you and acquire mental toughness and the mindset and the fortitude and the grit and determination to have zero options and zero compromise to your life. It's not easy, but it's going to be the best damn thing you ever did in your entire life. I can promise you that. I ended up doing the entire Live Hard program, and it completely transformed me. And the reason I'm bringing Caitlyn on, actually her name is the same as mine, just with a C, not a K. But the reason I'm bringing her on is because I've seen where she's gone from when she started 75 Hard to now, where she has most recently finished Phase 2 and will be heading into Phase 3 whenever she is able to. There's an entire schedule that goes with it, but I'm very confident that she's going to be able to knock it out, finish it, and I've watched her transform, and I'm excited for you guys to hear her story because this badass mama is about to blow your minds. What's up, guys? I'm back, and we're here with Caitlyn. What's up, Caitlyn? How you doing?
Hey, glad to be here.
So, like I said, we're really just going to get into your story and why you started Live Hard, how you've progressed over the entire time you've been doing it, and you just finished Phase 2, right?
Yeah.
So how many days do you have until you get to start Phase 3, do you know?
I think it's March 2nd, so quite a bit.
You have quite a bit of time, so you can even do another round of 75 Hard if you're feeling extra spicy if you want to.
Right.
Or, enjoy your holidays and be able to actually have, meals on Thanksgiving and stuff. But, it's a lot more than that because, like I said in the intro, there's so much media on 75 Hard about how they're calling it an extreme diet, and it makes me literally want to punch everybody in the face since there's no diet. It's all about mental toughness, and when you hear Caitlyn's story, I'm sure you'll be able to understand what that means. But I'll let you take it away, and I'll kind of intervene as I feel fit. So go ahead, you could just start with kind of who you are, why you started, and your experience.
All right. Caitlyn Haynes. I am 26 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I was about to go into a dating thing. The whole reason and kind of about who I am, the whole reason I got into 75 Hard, the Live Hard program, to be honest, I had no intention of actually going into the Live Hard program. I was just yeah, I'll do 75 Hard and that'll be that. So in January, I brought a beautiful baby boy into the world, and I had a lot of body dysmorphia type of feelings, anxiety the whole time I was pregnant. And so I knew I was trying to prepare myself after postpartum and just be your body's gonna be different, your body's gonna be changing, you're just gonna have to get back into the flow of things, and it's going to be tough, and it's going to be tough on your mind. And March rolls around, and I see this girl on her Instagram feed or story, and she's just, throw all your stuff out before you had children, it doesn't fit anymore, and she went on a whole tangent, and I'm just heartbroken. I'm oh my god, I'm never gonna have my body back, I'm never gonna be able to fit into the clothes that I used to wear, and it was just heartbreaking, and I couldn't stand it. And I was actually going out with some friends that night, and I put on a pair of my favorite flare jeggings, and of course, like, when you have a baby, your hips get wider, and you have like a little pooch going on, and I cried in my bathroom because I could barely get the jeans on. I had my little muffin top. I was like terribly upset. Like, if I were to have gone to the bathroom that night, I would not be able to get my jeans back on, like, by myself probably. So that's when Ryan and I were kind of like, let's do 75 hard, like, start of April. And like, I said, okay, cool, like, I won't clean up my closet until I finish. I will make it into the summer, and if it doesn't work out for me, then I guess I'm just gonna have to, like, live this life of new mom bod, or whatever the whole thing is now. Sorry. So started April 1st, literally went into 75 hard thinking just physical transformation, not really thinking of the mental transformation that people do go through. Just saw all of, like, the transformation pictures and how amazing, like, how much weight people had lost, and I was just, yes, that's what I want, that's what I need. So I think it was, started April 1st, and April 23rd is my birthday, and we went out that night. So, mind you, was doing 75 hard on my birthday.
Not fun, but
no.
Definitely doable. Obviously, one of my clients, actually, he's doing an entire year of the Live Hard program, like, between the gaps, he's just throwing 75 hard in there. It was his birthday last Saturday, and he made it work too. You can make it work.
Yeah, you can. Like, we just didn't have any alcohol, and it wasn't the end of the world. And then I had, like, a protein mug cake. Like, I planned all my meals so I could have, like, little, like, quote unquote treats that weren't, like, away from my, like, clean macro dieting, which is what I did. And so I put on those jeans. I was only doing 75 hard for 23 days at that point, and I put on the jeans, and they fit. And I was mind blown. I was shocked. I was, like, crying, like, happy tears. I was just like, oh my God, this is like the best. I think I posted to, like, one of the accountability groups, and I was just like, this, like, all I've been doing is just, like, 2 workouts a day, and, like, eating cleaner, and, like, drinking all my water, and, like, of course, incorporating in the 10 pages, but I saw it as so, like, physical right there at that point. And I think it was like, I hadn't gotten to my, like, actual, like, weight loss goal, which was about, started at 142, wanted to get to, like, pre-pregnancy, which was 130, and I think it was, like, 30 days. I was just like, okay, I get it. Like, I don't have to do 75 hard. Like, I could just do this every day. Like, I can eat healthy every day. I can drink water every day. And I think it was my bitch voice just, like, kind of telling me to quit. And I cannot remember what Andy calls the other voice. Do you remember?
Boss voice.
Boss voice?
Bitch and boss. You got the angel and the devil sitting on your shoulders.
And that's what I always think of, and I'm just like, I can never think of the other one. So my boss voice was just like, homegirl, you are not disciplined. You need to stick it out, finish 75 hard, and, like, fucking crush it. Like, you're not near your goal. Like, you gotta just keep hustling and grinding until you reach your goals. So kept trucking on and finished 75 hard, and I think it was like a week or two before I finished, and I was just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do, like, phase 1. I'm gonna do the entire Live Hard program. Like, this is gonna be great.
See, right there, that's when I know you've done the program right. Besides the fact that, like, you've seen incredible results, not just physically, but mentally. But, like, if you've done 75 hard right, because you can definitely do it wrong, by the time you get to the end of it, you want more. You don't want to stop. It's like an obsession because you see how much better you're getting every day, and you can't help but just want to go into phase 1 and experience that.
Yeah, it's like so much motivation, like a whole fire lit under your ass. You're just like, let's keep going.
Let's fucking go!
I had, like, a lot of, like, mental toughness during 75 hard. Like, I was 3 months postpartum. Like, I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety. I'm trying to build my brand and, like, be more involved with, like, my fitness and my business and not work at my other job. And I'm taking care of like this new baby. I'm a new mom. I don't know what I'm doing. Like half the time, I'm literally just going with the flow and hoping for the best. My husband's a firefighter, so it's literally just me and him like all the time. I'm working from home. Like dealt with a lot of things. Like yeah, it could have been easy, but some of those days were not easy.
Yeah, like pause, guys. She did it with every excuse that you're telling yourself right now. Oh, but I have a kid. Oh, but my husband works all the time. Oh, but I have another job. Oh, but I want to build my business. Guys, you just got to fucking do it. Like, small things done consistently over time create massive change. And the program is a huge advocate of it, but so are the people who have done it, like myself and Caitlyn.
And Caitlyn. We're going to confuse so many people.
Oh, God, I know.
So, yeah, and then I jumped in to phase 1. And I think, like, every time I've gotten into a phase, every time I've gotten into, like, 75 hard, I've always had, like, a different intention, a different mindset. So, phase 1, of course, like, has those additional tasks. And so I'm just like, this is the one where I'm going to win every day. Like, I'm going to, like, crush my power lift. I'm going to, like, and I actually took just, like, that 5-minute cold shower, like, straight, like, actually, like, I didn't take, like, a shower and then, like, sit in the cold water for 5 minutes.
I did the same thing. I literally just fucking go, like, rip the Band-Aid off. I just jump in and I have my song going and you just suffer and you keep making it colder and colder and colder. And you get to that point where it's like, it's so painful, but how can I make it more painful just so that I become better?
I swear, like, I was like, I think something's wrong with our water heater because I'm on, like, freezing cold and I feel like I'm, like, already, like, warm or, like, the water is, like, spitting out warm water. I'm just like, what is happening?
It's literally just getting your mind right, focusing on your breathing, and just, like, doing it. Like, there's nothing... That cold shower really just tests you so much. People think it's such a physical thing. Oh, it helps with recovery, which is awesome. But it helps your mental fortitude because you're able to put yourself in such an uncomfortable situation on purpose. 5 minutes is a very long time when you're in cold water, too, just so you know.
I feel like it's also, like, a little bit of, like, concentration, too. Like, it's just trying to get you to, like, concentrate on, like, different things. And I'm like, oh, maybe this is what his intention... And I think, like, a lot of people take it as, like, what was his intention by adding this? Like, was it this? Was it this? Was it this? So then it kind of, like... It also shows how people... like how people's like have like different mindset towards the program, like, and like especially doing it right or wrong, like you have to, like, I wonder what this intention is. So
that's like when I see 75 soft and I want to kill everybody.
Oh
my God, I want to kill them all. They go, one time I commented on somebody's just to be, you know, an asshole because that's who I am. And I was like, hey, so what exactly is 75 soft? Because I've done 75 hard, not sure what 75 soft is. And he was like, well, it's a lot more manageable because you don't work out twice a day, so it's healthier for you. And I was like, oh, okay, because that's not the fucking purpose of the program.
Exactly. Or like, you can only drink when it's not a special occasion. I'm like, if you are an alcoholic or if not, so here's my part of phase 1. I had taken my NASM certification and I failed, and I was totally defeated. I think it's like the next day, I had like a bad day with Tegan or like a bad day at work or something. Step outside of my house for like a second, and I'm just like, I could use a drink right now. Mm-hmm. Like, doing 75 soft, if you're just having a bad day, are you going to count that as a special occasion?
It was a special occasion. I needed the drink.
Right?
It made me mentally stronger.
Exactly. I'm like, what? I just can't. So, and I've never considered myself an alcoholic. Granted, like, I jumped into 75 hard after not drinking for 9 months, but...
Yeah.
And I mean, if you ask Ryan... Every time we would go out, like, I was pretty manageable, like, with my alcohol. Like, sometimes I would push it, like, just a little too far, and I would regret it deeply. But I've never considered myself an alcoholic, and I said those words, and my boss voice was just like, what the actual fuck? Like, no, you are not doing this. Like, you are sticking it out. You literally have, like, 5 days left. And don't get me wrong, phase 1, she a bitch.
She is a bitch. But you grow so, like, I think those 30 days of my life, I've grown more than I have ever grown in my entire life. Oh, and then phase 3 is like, you haven't done that yet, but phase 3 literally is like phase 1 on drugs. It's so great. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But phase 1 is one that I actually redid just because I had time between phase 2 and 3. So I redid it with a friend. I ended up actually failing it on day 22 because I got rhabdo.
You got what?
Rhabdo. You ever hear of that? It's extreme muscle breakdown. And it's like, it can be extremely serious to the point where you can't train for like 6 months. I ended up getting it very lightly, but it's basically like you feel like you are dying of the flu after like working out. It has like creatine levels in your blood, some shit like that, but it's extreme muscle breakdown. So I was literally on my couch. I remember I finished my workout. I felt like crap, so I went home. I couldn't eat anything. I stared at a rice cake and tried to eat it, but I couldn't because I was like, I'm going to puke if I eat this. I couldn't get off my couch to take my cold shower. I couldn't do it. That was all that I had to do, and I couldn't do it. I was like, every time I would get up, I would be so dizzy, I would almost fall over. That is the only time I will ever fail a phase, is it? But I had already done phase 1. I was already like almost through the Live Hard program, but for those of you who don't know, I have a grudge against phase 1 because of that. So actually, I finished my second round of 75 hard, and people are like, oh, when are you going to start phase 1? I'm starting it on January 1st, and I'm going to fucking dominate that bitch.
I mean, the fact that you already do like everything for 75 hard already, and then on top of the powerless test, like, I mean, we are a part of like accountability groups, like we know. I think you're gonna crush it. Like, I mean, I know you're gonna crush it. But yeah, she a bitch. I cried like every other day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
like
I did
every
too.
day.
But it was like so worth it. Like, people are hearing this, they're like, I don't want to do this. Well, do you want to become the best version of yourself possible and be able to look back and be like, well, shit, look at me now. That's exactly how you are, and you'll be able to get through so much in life.
Exactly. Like, and then of course, like, you have all that motivation after phase 1 to do phase 2, but you can't. You have like that 30-day break.
Right.
So I'm just like trying to implement every task that I possibly could. Like, we went on quote unquote vacation. It was vacation for him. It was not vacation for me because I was just working all the time. But
yeah, that's me too. Every time.
Every day. And then going into phase 2, I could have started like a week earlier, but I didn't. I just like held off for something. I was like, maybe I'll just like, I'll do it at this time so I can go have like fun on Labor Day weekend, and then like make sure I like am finished by this point in time to make sure I like hit this event. Like, I tried to line it up, and it was the middle of the week, and I was just like, I've lost all my discipline. I am still getting my workouts in, but I feel like I'm eating like garbage. Like, I'm not hitting my water like I used to. What happened to reading my 10 pages every day? Like, I started to slip. I started to get out of my habits, and I lost all my discipline, like, completely. So that intention of going into phase 2 is just, like, not get back on your bullshit. Like, you need to fucking fix something. Mm-hmm. And phase 2, even though only it's like a 30-day version of 75 hard, almost broke me more than 75 hard because I had every excuse in the book. Like,
yeah. I remember, because, guys, we're part of an accountability group, so, like, we know what's going on in our lives, and, like, when Caitlyn was going through phase 2, and I remember the day where you were like, I'm fucking starting today, and I was like, yes.
But I start, and then a week later, I get told that I have to come back into my office, like, stop working from home, and so I'm trying to find daycare for my kid, which is impossible. Thank you, COVID. And
yes, shout out to the COVID. Fuck
and all the people who are having babies. Like, ours was actually planned. It wasn't by accident.
That COVID boom, it's coming.
It is. The next baby boomers.
For real, though.
Our dog got really sick, and that it took 2 weeks, and we had to put her down because she got that sick. And then that week that she got sick was also the same week that Tegan had 2 teeth coming in. It turned out to be 3 or 4 at the same time. He also got daycare germs, so he's getting sick. That weekend after we put her down, like, I got really sick and got a sinus infection and still like trying to get over all the congestion. But like, I had every excuse. I was so weak from all the medicine that I was taking. I wanted just to sleep, but we couldn't sleep because Tegan wasn't sleeping. And when we had put Sydney down, like, I still had to come home and like make dinner for our family and get my second workout in. And of course, like, not a part of phase 2, but had to hit all my power list tasks, like my accountability groups. Like, I think what kept me from failing was the fact that I had to dish out like 200 and some burpees for my accountability groups if I failed, and I was just like, I don't have the energy because I'm sick, so I am not dishing out 200 and some burpees. So I think that's what pushed me through. Also, just the fact that I kept telling myself, my boss was just like, just imagine how much stronger you're gonna be after getting through all this shit that life has just thrown at you, and you're still getting shit done.
Yep. This is why, guys, you have to embrace the test days. There's a lot of bullshit that'll go on in your life. It's inevitable. It's part of life. There are some days where you're going to wake up and you're going to feel like you can't do shit. But I promise you, if you're able to embrace that, you're going to grow more than you ever thought, because you're going to get to the end of the day with a win on your power list, and you're going to be mind blown. And you're going to be able to wake up tomorrow and do even better. And that's exactly what she did through phase 2. And like finishing phase 2 with all of that bullshit going on, like so much pain, so much struggle, and she still did it. And there are people out there who are complaining when their Starbucks order gets messed up, and it just pisses me off.
And it's really hard to like coach and advise people, because I'm just like, some guy who's just like, oh, you know, excuses are just like assholes, we all got them. And I'm just like, but what you do about them, that's what separates us.
Yep.
I kept on looking at other people who were doing it and just like, oh, I quit doing 75 hard. I'm just like, we are not the same.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And
we are not the same.
I'm wearing that shirt, actually. We are not the same. It says it on my shirt because we earned that shit. But like exactly what you're talking about, like everybody does have excuses. I have excuses too, but I hear the excuse, and because I'm more mentally strong because of this program, to be honest, I hear that excuse and I say, fuck that, and I get up and I do what I need to do. And that's called the production pivot, and that's what Andy preaches on when it comes to this. Production pivot. When you have an excuse that comes up in your head, when your bitch voice tries to get you to stop doing the stuff that you need to do, you have to recognize it and you have to immediately get up and do that thing.
1,000%. And that's what I did. Like, I think as soon as we got home from the vet, like, I put my chicken in the oven because I knew how long it was going to take, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to go walk for 45 minutes because I don't think I can mentally and physically, like, pick up weights right now, and just, like, so I put on my weight vest, and I was like, 45-minute walk, turn off your brain, and just, like, have your moment, and let it be, and then, yeah, production pivot, I just, like, went straight out. I was like,
exactly.
Keep an eye on that chicken. I'll be back in 45 minutes.
That's literally what I do every Sunday when I'm meal prepping. I'm like, chicken in the oven, go out and do my walk. It's called multitasking, friends. You can definitely do it. People complain that they don't have any time to do anything, and they do. But it's all about making that time. It's prioritizing it, because everybody has the same amount of time. You just have to make it a priority, and then you'll get it done.
And I think a lot of people right now are just like struggling with that whole like mental health aspect, and it's just like, oh, well, I just can't do this because my mental health. I'm just like, okay, I get that. And then I've seen a lot of people who are just like, no one gets a reward for working like incredibly hard. Okay, I get that, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life, and I know that this is going to help get me there, because I'm never going to give myself an excuse when I'm like within this program. So.
Yep, and that's why we keep coming back for more, and I honestly am so excited for you to eventually, when you can, start phase 3, because I know that you're going to crush it, and you're going to, I mean, phase 3, you have to, you have to do an act of kindness, you have to have a genuine conversation with another person, and then basically all of phase 1. And those 2 tasks alone, like, add so much to your life, because it makes you realize how grateful you are for the little things in life, and how much like difference you can make in the world just by doing kind things and being a genuine human, which not a lot of people like to do these days. People just like to cause arguments and just focus on all the all the difficult first world problems that we deal with. But at the end of the day, guys, when you can practice gratitude, I do it every single day so that I can really put into perspective how much we have, then you're going to have a higher quality life too. I mean, I'm sure that you can attest to that too, right?
Yes, because every time I tried to complain about something, especially at the end of phase 2, I tried to turn it into a positive. Like going back to work, I was just like, I wasn't getting anything done with Tegan here anyway, so putting him into daycare, this is going to be great. And now I've like actually met more people and had more genuine conversations with his like daycare teachers. Like I'm learning so much more like about other people. And then like going back to work, I've actually met some of our new employees, and I'm just like, oh, it's so awesome to meet you. Like, this is what I do. I'm like kind of like the office bitch, but like if you need anything, I'm here to help you. But like, and then also, of course, like how we were involved with fitness and like helping them along with fitness journeys and all that stuff, and like just being a better human and like talking with people. I think that's what I missed about working from home is like talking to other people that weren't my husband or my child.
Yeah, right. Sometimes you just get sick of the people that you live with. I feel that. But, I mean, as far as the Live Hard program goes, we heard like why you started, what your whole experience was with it. What do you feel like, and I want to ask you this like as a takeaway thing, what are like 1 or 2 things that you've learned about yourself over the Live Hard program, or like 2 things that like you just walked away with completely?
Probably take away that I'm a whole lot stronger than I think I am. And I can just turn any situation, like, talk to my actual personal coach about this. Sometimes I just have to have my moment, but I know that I can get out of it. I kind of want to take away, like, I don't need to have that moment. I'm just trying to, like, surpass that part. Like, so I'm still growing and I'm learning, but I am stronger than I think I am. And then also that I'm not the same as everybody. Like, of course, that's like a positive of I get to learn from other people, but it's also an opportunity for me to teach and just be like, hey, like, let's work on this because I know that I can do it because I did this, and I know that you can do it because you literally just have that like one like little barrier and you just have to get over it. So it's an opportunity to teach and learn from one another. So
yeah, I love that because like I think for myself too, it's the same. Like we are literally capable of so much more than we think. Because like if I remember when I first started 75 Hard, I remember saying, well, I hope I don't fail this, because that was one of the reasons why I was afraid to start it, because I was like, I might fail this, and that's just embarrassing. And then when you go in, you literally develop that zero options mentality and just have zero compromise. Like when people tell me like, oh, I didn't do it because of this, I'm just like, what? Like, isn't it a priority? Isn't it important to you? Like, if it's important to you, you'll get it done. If it's not, you'll make an excuse. I know that sounds super cliche, but it's so true every single time. But I mean, it's been awesome having you here, and I'm so excited because, guys, me and Caitlyn have actually never met in person, but we will finally road trip to St. Louis next month. I'm so excited. We actually had to figure that out because, yeah.
Yeah,
but
it's like literally 1 month away.
I know. I just realized that right now. I looked at the date and I was like, oh shit, we have 1 month. But we're gonna road trip. We will document that on Instagram for you guys because that'll be fun. But it's gonna be an incredible time, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for just what you have ahead of you. Do you have any last words for the people?
How I'm still doing this, I'm doing it through the First Form app. Like, I've been doing the daily tasks and just kind of checking those off. It's so, like, you can, like, manipulate the app in a way to where it's just like, okay, maybe I won't do 2 workouts a day, but I'll get my 7 hours of sleep, or I'll do, like, it's so easy to kind of create your own little power list. Like, I'm not saying do 75 soft, but you can do a slight mock version just to kind of like get you prepared and like get you on the right track, because it's 75 hard's not for everybody.
Oh, so. God, no, it's not. But like the things that we preach in order for you to get better, just healthier, it's movement, it's protein, it's calories, it's water, and all that can be done through the First Form app, and that's how I count my own nutrition. That's how I coach my people. That's how Caitlyn does it. That's how she coaches her people. And I'll put her Instagram in the show notes, so that way you can check her out. And if you guys want to talk to her, you definitely can, because I know that she'll answer all your messages. But, I mean, that's all that I got for you. How are you feeling today? You ready to dominate another day of life?
Yeah, I'm starting a new routine and schedule tomorrow because life is still throwing curveballs at me, even off the face. But yeah, I need to go get some movement in, actually.
Yeah, actually, same. After we finish this, I'm going to edit, and then I'm going to go on my 45-minute walk for my active rest day, throw on the vest, and be a badass as per usual. And I know you're going to do the same. So, guys, that's all that we have today. Please go out, make it a great day, and become 1% better.